Noctis. Subscribe to Vincent Valentine EX Turk channel.
King of Night, Vincent Valentine EX Turk, and we're here with another Final Fantasy discussion since, well, I got all my other stuff out of the equation, and I'm trying to do different things too to add more revenue to my channel. So I've been doing some new things besides just Final Fantasy stuff. But don't think for a minute I have given up on the Final Fantasy stuff, because now some things just come up. That way I don't get into a drought of content. I can always make more content. But anyways, since the trailer of episode Ignis has appeared after it beat episode Prompto, and it's going to be in December, I'm thinking maybe the game's for Final Fantasy 15 is going to last even longer than December. I think in January, there could be a possible episode Noctis. That's probably going to be teased out after you beat episode Ignis. And the reason I think this is possible, this will begin the new year of 2018. Very possible. And also, this would be a perfect ending, because by the time for the Final Fantasy VII remake, a Kingdom Hearts 3 should be at least in its finishing states. So, this would be a good way to end Final Fantasy 15 and make Ultimate Edition for Final Fantasy 15. And what I think would possibly be it, my first theory was the World of Versus, but I don't think that's going to happen since everything is scrapped. But there's one thing that has not been scrapped that they still kept, because the trailer was released for at one point. Episode Noctis will be Final Fantasy 15 Omen. Or maybe it might not be called Episode Noctis. Maybe it could be possible it'd be called the Omen ending. Pretty much you get the alternative ending, where Noctis slowly becomes just like Arden. Loses the king's power, but still fighting on the good side, but, does evil to do so. At this point, Noctis is corrupted by the darkness of the Scourge. But who knows? Or it could be still... Hopefully it'd be called Episode Noctis, because this will be perfect. I think what the time placement for Episode Noctis will be so perfect. And this will answer everyone's questions about what happened in Chapter 14 in the 10 years, at least with Noctis. Now, I still think we're going to get a free update where we can play as Ignis, Gladiolus, and Prompto, and Adult Iris, Aranea in the Dark World, which would not be an episode, probably be a special, probably Chapter 14, Verse 2, and then you get to see Idolus fight Arden, and, it'll put answers to that question. But here's what happened to Noctis. Noctis would be in a sleep stasis. Now, if he's in a sleep stasis, maybe his spiritual body goes somewhere else to train. Now, I like it better if he fought all the Astrals, but I don't think that's going to really happen. I think the test is going to be the Omen trailer, where Noctis has to go through the entire world of Eos, meaning that this is going to be probably a 3 or 4 hour game, since this will be the last episode, since it was never teased or even spoken about. This will be just pretty much a secret episode that they could slip right in there. This episode would take place in Chapter 14 during Noctis' stasis in the crystal. Before he wakes up, he's still on Bahamut physically, on Bahamut's hand physically, but Bahamut sends him to a world where he has to face his inner darkness in order to become the ascended king. And this is why I think the Omen trailer would make sense, because at the end of the Omen trailer, Noctis sees a dark version of himself kill Lunafreya, with the trident. Now, maybe this is the dark forces that are in Noctis. Remember, Noctis is the Lucius Caelum too. And Noctis has the potential to become just like Arden. That's why, the Astrals, or what I would like to call them, the Fal'Cie, are pretty much very selective to who they let use their power. That's why you don't see every Lucius Caelum member as the Knights around, because they're very selective. Because look at what happened to Arden. already became overbeared by jealousy and bent on spite and revenge. And look what happened to the world because of that. I think this will be a test for Noctis. So I think the only things that's not going to show up in this episode, Noctis, or any of the brothers, will make sense because, well, this is episode Noctis. This is going to be focused on Noctis. This is going to be just like the Noctis gameplay in chapter 13, but with all his weapons, and he'll probably have special abilities in the chapter like the other characters do. So this is going to be specifically tailored to Noctis. It would make sense that the Omen, the character Omen, because that's what I call him, Omen Noctis, is Noctis' dark side. Noctis' side that was created from the Scourge. As a test to fight the inner darkness in order to ascend as the Lucius Caelum Ascended King. Now, obviously, Noctis is going to defeat this evil version. But this will also get over Lunafreya as well, because he's still a little bit, messed up about Lunafreya. And that's why Omen Noctis kills Lunafreya in this dream world. This is not the real world, okay? So Lunafreya would be alive, technically. She'd be the only person that would guide Noctis. She'd be the only party member in this. Just like I said with Aranea being with Prompto, Core being with Gladiolus, and most likely Gentiana being with, Ignis, maybe this is where we're going to get Lunafreya as an extra character with Noctis. Except we're not going to get no training mode, because Noctis is obviously stronger than Lunafreya, even if Lunafreya could control the Astrals. And maybe, you know what, maybe they might actually put a time trial where Lunafreya summons every single Astral except for Ifrit, and then you have to fight all the Astrals. And this would just be a final trial mode, but I think it's possible that the boss of episode Noctis would be his darker self, Omen Noctis, and he's going to be a little bit stronger than normal. Because you see how hard Verstel was. When Verstel turned into Immortalis, he was level 99. I think Omen Noctis will probably be level 225, most likely. Because this is going to be the last episode, or if not, he's going to at least be level 99, at least, or in his hundreds somewhere. Because this is the last chapter. This is the last episode that needs to be put on Final Fantasy 15 to answer the questions of how Noctis' training went with Bahamut. Because they didn't physically train. I think he took him to face himself. I think the trial for each Lucius Caelum Kings, whether it's through Bahamut or somebody else, other Astrals, I don't know which one King Regis took the test with, but the test would be to send you to a different world where you experience different things, and then you have to face your evil Star Scourge version of yourself. Pretty much, Omen Noctis is a Star Scourge version of Noctis, and Noctis will have to face this evil version, which is going to be a really hard boss. I mean, if episode Ignis, you're going to have to fight Arden. I don't even want to know how powerful Omen Noctis is. Omen Noctis may be the strongest Final Fantasy 15 character by far. From what we see in the trailer, he looks very ferocious, and pretty much it's going to be to the point where you're going to need Gladiolus, Ignis, and Prompto. Of course, they're not going to be in it, and that will make the episode even harder. And Lunafreya is good, but Lunafreya isn't that strong. That's why it shows that she dies in the trailer, which is supposed to happen. And maybe Lunafreya's spirit will be in the final trial mode where you can face all the Astrals to get extra gear. And I think maybe the extra gear for episode Noctis is most likely going to probably be his Versus 13 outfit. The collar one. Even though the game Versus 13 is no longer there, I think it'd be pretty cool to give him Noctis' old look, just the jacket old look with the kind of the grayish black hair as the costume DLC if you defeat episode Noctis a certain way, or beat Lunafreya's Astrals in the final trial or stuff like that. That'd be pretty cool. But I have this is just only a theory only, but I have a theory that a possible episode Noctis is most likely going to be the things from the Omen trailer. If it can't be a Versus 13, it's most likely going to be a World of Omen, where Noctis has to face his dark self. and he's going to be 10 times stronger than any of the episode antagonists. Because, well, Gilgamesh was never an antagonist. Gilgamesh was just pretty much a tester, you know. You know, the antagonists were Verstale and, well, we already know episode 8 is going to have Arden from what we see. So, yeah, we're looking at, now, we don't know if the Niflheim Empire, we see Niflheim troops there, stuff like that. And maybe, since this is going to be a 3-hour episode, maybe Noctis does fight Ravis in this one as a human being. Since Ravis is his rival, you know. Or maybe Ravis might be the villain in this one. Because, you know, he gets mistaken for evil Omen Noctis and wants revenge on Noctis. Who knows? But then again, we don't know what this episode's gonna be. But, you know, since this is a different kind of world, it could be possible to face each other. And maybe, you know, it may not be just only Lunafreya. Maybe Ravis will join your party to defeat Omen Noctis, because he probably figured out that Omen's the one who killed Lunafreya in that specific world. But also, Omen kills Ravis in this one too. So it could be very possible we might get 2 characters, and it would be a little bit better to have Ravis, because Ravis could properly train Noctis. He could properly train Noctis, and that would also explain how Noctis, even though this is only a dream sequence, it would explain how Noctis got so strong when he fought Arden and Ifrit. Because, let's be honest, I know they don't expect you to get to level 85 or whatnot, but Noctis was too strong. He beat Arden like it was nothing. And I'll be honest, that final battle fight, it didn't feel like a final battle fight. What felt like a final battle fight was the fights against Caius and Sephiroth and Kefka and other Final Fantasy villains. This didn't feel like it. But how I know, it would explain why. Maybe Ravis will show up in the end and help you defeat Omen. Then you have to fight Ravis to prove you're the king. Since he's the blood of the Oracle, maybe this is where he was like, you know what, you're going to prove you're worthy. And since that's the spiritual form of Ravis, and it could be possible that Ravis could still be alive, because he's still demon a little bit, and the Star Scourge is still up there. Maybe if some of his spirit went inside Bahamut, Bahamut would probably put him in there to train Noctis after they defeat Omen together. After Lunafreya's death, of course. But we don't know, but this looks like we're going to possibly have it looks possible we could have a possibly episode Noctis. So tell me what you think. Well, yeah, I can't really do that because, again, I'm still on restriction until we get rid of, dangerous people off YouTube, which, really, to be honest, I just think that some people, if you put death threats in comments or rape threats, you should lose your YouTube permanently. No matter, but nonetheless, I still am on the restriction thing, so just share this with your friends. So may the crystal be with you.
Yo, Percocet, yeah. Miley Percocet, Percocet, yeah. Miley Percocet, rep the set, yeah. Gotta rep the set, gang, gang. Chase a chick, never chase a bitch, chase no bitch, man.